All right. Hey, good morning. So, it is 6 a.m. and I'm gonna load up. Today my goal is to try to give you guys a little insight into a job that I'm doing. So this job is with an old boss that I had doing tree trimming as a service. So this job here is just pretty much kind of just doing a really cool sizzle reel for his website. That way anybody that goes there can just get a good idea of what he looks like, quick things that he offers, stuff like that. So it's a simple video. So today is just, giving you, I think, a little bit of a kind of a gear breakdown, but also trying to break down a little bit more of just like general process. And this is what it's like doing a job. So here we go. Let's do it. Okay, so a little about this job is, so what I'm planning on doing today is finishing out, pretty much just getting the last final shots, which are what I'm really looking to do is get a shot of his stump grinder. It's kind of the only shot that I just have not been able to get over the past week or so, just due to weather. We've had quite a few days of rain, which obviously puts a damper on his operations, and then just, figuring out the schedule, because cat. And so, hey, come on. Thank you. Okay, so a lot of what I've always tried to do is just make sure that my rig is kind of the same on most shoots, and being able to just have speed and stability. So I've taken a lot of inspiration from Adam Best Boy, or Best Boy Adam, and his kind of RE Trinity, DIY RE Trinity. And that's pretty much what I've made for myself. So I pretty much rock the same thing, like I said, most jobs. And obviously, if you're watching this and you're like, you can't use the same thing for every job. Obviously very true. I've got a couple different, setups that are also ready to go. But for something like this, especially where it's like, hey, today's a B-roll day. I don't really need to get, any interviews or anything like that. I don't need any lighting. So yeah, we're able to go. This is super light. This is probably about a third, and it kind of shows up in the car. So let me give you a quick breakdown. What I've mainly got here is I've got my camera tote. I've got my two cameras, Lumix S5iiX, and that's got the, if you watch my last vlog, it's got the Laowa 28-75, and then up front here is kind of my B-roll cam, just in case. It's like extra wide, so this is the Lumix S5 with 16 to 28 millimeter, which is really great. And then so this is kind of my like go-to. I just want this to be cameras and wiring. So this dude is so I got my cameras, then I got some SSD media, my monitors, and then an extra follow focus wireless, and let's see here, I think that's it. So anyways, anything I need for the camera and the rig is pretty much just right there. This dude is ready to go. I got my stand for my rig, vest underneath, so drone right here, and I've got the vest underneath, and then sandbag. And I will say, sandbags really, they make you feel safe putting anything on top of it. If I have to say there's anything that been a huge improvement to my production, it's been sandbags. So can't recommend that enough. And then over here, and I can put this in the back if I'm working with a second camera person, but I'm not today, so that's nice. So I've got the whole rig up front, which is nice. I can also kind of just put a hand on it if I have to take hit the brakes or take a sharp turn or something like that. But yeah, up on top we've got the, let's see here, we got the Zhiyun Crane 3S, Red King, what would you call it, stabilizer, and then a couple V-mount batteries to get me through the day. And I have yet to tap into the second V-mount battery. The first one seems to always do the trick, so that's really awesome. But But yeah, so, oh, and the final thing about this whole setup is like, the really nice thing is, you know, this is super light, and this isn't even gonna come out of my car. You'll see, like, I'm just gonna pop open the trunk and, or, you know, I'm gonna pop open the hatch and I'm just gonna work straight from my car. So, you know, I don't have to worry about wheeling it somewhere, which is great. If I did, once again, this is probably for a future video, but I just recently upgraded my whole tote situation. So most of this is pretty much, you know, I've got 2 wheels in the back and I can just pull this thing, you know, 80% of my stuff with me as I need to go. So, yeah. Okay, so generally, that's my setup. This is my setup, but light version. All right, so I showed up, and I'm an idiot, and I didn't hit record, so if it helps, the main thing is I just set my drone up, so there's an app, the FAA, where I can go through right now. So I'm in a Class D airspace, which means that from like the ground at 2,000 feet, I'm not able to fly without the permission of the airport. But through this app, they have different zones where it'll allow you to go to a certain height with an automatic approval. So I got that approval. We're good for 200 feet. Send the drone up. I just want to capture what they're doing, because today we're tackling this tree. I say we. You guys I'm working for today, some rivers. They're gonna take down this whole tree, and I wanna get, so as you can see, he's like in the bucket getting stuff. I've already gotten all this type of footage, so this is just gravy, what I'm gonna be getting, but I did wanna get some more drone experience, so I'm gonna go take the drone and try to fly like, just kind of around the backside and around over here. You know, just cool shots, stuff like that. And then once I'm done with the drone footage, I'm gonna get this all set up and kind of walk you through what this rig is, how, like, the power management, cables, all that kind of stuff, and then you'll get an idea of, yeah, what I'm working with. All right, so let's get some drone stuff. So this whole camera rig is inspired by Best Boy Adam, and he put together a like RE Trinity camera rig system, but like budget version. And seeing as how I don't have $60,000, I went with the budget version of this too. I thought it was so cool when it came out, and admittedly, when I first got my like initial rendition of this whole setup, it was a learning curve to say the least. You know, when you see somebody use a whole camera rig system and it's smooth and it's up, you know, the whole thing is beautiful. It's easy, I think, to get into that mindset of like, oh, that's gonna be perfect for me. I'm gonna use it all the time, all that. So I think if there's one main lesson I've taken away from using this rig, it's that this thing is, it's its own beast, and it really requires some practice and skill. So I'm just making sure. Okay, what's happening here is, so what I've got is, I've got this follow focus here up on the top, and then I've got the handle right here, so I can adjust the focus, stuff like that. But you can see as I move it, the rod itself will move. So it's not gonna pull focus, it needs to be straight. So I have it on the inside here where it's ready to go, or it's like it's screwed in. So I'm gonna take this screw, put it up on top, and then it should have some more stability. So I'm gonna do that while I have my time. And yeah, that's just what I'm gonna do. You know, I hear this in quite a few other vlogs, you know, David Moorfield, Mike Perez, and, you know, guys like this, where the whole goal with the rig and the setup is to be fast and speedy on set, which I couldn't agree more. That's for sure like a big component of how I've tried to set myself up and be ready for stuff like this. If I didn't have, but I always try to remind myself also that even though, as frustrating as it is in the moment like this to have to make an adjustment to the camera, you know, if this were a big shoot, you know, we realize on set that, hey, we need to make this change, do this thing. You know, it's, as long as there is time and there is no like set, you know, we've only got, you know, we got to get going right now. Taking the time to set yourself up, set the rig up to be good to go, I think is also just, it's important to remember, so that, one, I'm not kind of freaking out in the moment of like, oh my gosh, it's not going the way I wanted it to, but also just, you know, staying calm on set and, I say on set, but, you know, staying calm wherever you're at, and then making those right calls, because it's easy to, I think, all of a sudden the thing you prep for isn't exactly what you thought it would be, and now you need to, now you're in that panic mode of like, oh shit, now I need to do this or do that. And you know, as long as you can stay prepped, there shouldn't be a reason to panic. Oh yeah, baby. That is what I'm talking about right there. Whew. Okay, there we go. We got it. So, this guy, look at that, we still have plenty of tree left. Plenty of tree. All right, so this is what not panicking looks like, right? Still got plenty of tree. I'll be able to, you know, get some of that footage of him trimming. And then this guy here. So, okay, the solution was up on top here. These two little guys that go into the hot shoe, top of your camera, and they don't go into it, but there's like a little plate underneath. You can kind of see. Yeah. So this right here slides in, and then the screws come down up top, and that secures this top piece with your whole camera cage. So now, when I spin this guy, and I'm using them, oh yeah, look at that, nice and smooth, and you can definitely tell it'll hit like, okay, so it hits, moves a little, but stays on track, nice and strong. Look at that, super good to go. So, okay, so I forgot to hit record, but this is me partway through the setup. So the big thing is making sure that when you're setting this up, you've got everything pretty well balanced. And it looks like, now I did this last night, so that was the big deal, or the big piece of putting this together. But at this point now, I'm just connecting everything, making sure power-wise it's connected. Just a real quick rundown is I've got gimbal on the Red King stabilizer here. All of this, including my monitor on my vest, is powered by these V-mount batteries. They really don't, you know, they don't, how do you want to say, these things just won't die. I'm intentionally not charging them with this setup because I want to see how long they last. And, you know, this guy's at, you know, 4 out of 5. So not bad. It would be nice if it had a percentage, but you know, these were cheap. These were $75, and for $75, I'll take the amount of power that these guys are giving me. And so these batteries connect to, it's a Condor Blue D-tap hub. This thing can fit 4 D-taps. It's also super awesome, very slick, helps with the cable management. This cable here connects to my monitor, which I do wish was longer, so I might look at that. But the only thing is that this has a nice screw, and it goes into the Blackmagic View Assist really, really well. So I haven't so far found a non-coiled, like 3-foot would be perfect cord, but you know, I'll keep searching. And then I do have, just to keep it, you know, out of the way, like I've got the HDMI wrapped around follow focus right behind it here. I've got a bongo tie to hold it all together. That way it's a little bit loose, but then I just have that HDMI coming up into the camera, which another big reason why I got the S5iiX. more just functionality. You can just plug in your HDMI right into the camera. Full HDMI, no micro HDMI. I cannot express how happy I am about that. That's a very nice thing. So, so yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit scrambled here, but this is overall, this is the rig. This is what I use. I love it. You can be mobile, and a lot of it too is it's just getting stable shots while being on the move. You know, Lumix has just such great IBIS that, you know, you could to a certain degree not have to worry too much about having a gimbal if you just were standing still, but like I said, just having the power, the monitor, everything, like this rig is probably more just for like power management and making sure that you can do whatever you want as long as you want, no questions asked. So yeah, this is my rig. This is what I love to use. I've got here the 7-inch 12G SDI. The main thing is, huge bummer, is that you have to get the 12G instead of the 3G. I want to do the 3G because it's much cheaper. But this one, that would only record HDMI, and this will record up to 4K. Blackmagic Raw, all that stuff. So that's why I got it. And then I have up on top, I've got the SDI recording, got an SDI plug on the bottom. Yeah, little holder for the SDI. Dust this guy off, and then yeah, roll from there. So now, a lot of people who are Steadicam operators, you're going to see that they're going to have their monitor like at the bottom of their Steadicam, which makes total sense for a lot of those setups. And I think a lot of them also have a focus puller that they're working with, so they don't have to worry so much about that. But since it's just me, and I'm pulling my own focus while I'm running this, I keep the monitor nice and up here, which is really nice just because so I can see it really nice and clear, which is great. It can be, I think, a bit much. You know, this is a 7-inch screen. I did have a 5-inch for the longest time, but I think a 5-inch I might go back to. It's just not so much in the face, but you know, when I've got this on, you know, a tripod or, you know, something like that, I really do like having the extra size, or the extra few inches. So okay, so now we're ready to go, and with this, you know, you can take different forms, get, you know, different types of shots. I can get it fairly low, I can get it fairly high if I need to. It's just kind of a matter of the type of shot I'm looking for. A lot of times I'm kind of in this mode just because I like the angle. It would be somewhere between 50 and 75 millimeter, just because I like the way that that's looking. Like I said, I've already got quite a few wide establishing shots, so for this kind of stuff, we're looking to just get that B-roll. So, okay, I'm gonna set myself up, and we're gonna get some cool shots, hopefully of me working, getting stuff. So one of the reasons I got connected with Nick on doing this project was, you know, this video is at, you know, I don't want to say, this video is at a pretty big discount, just because when I approached him, my main goal was, I got this drone during the summer, and I've been in need of some, well, just good drone footage that I could use for, you know, marketing cold emails, that kind of stuff, to construction companies, basically anyone in the trades. So, you know, I approached him, offering him that, and you know, we got talking about just, you know, doing a video overall, what would work for him, and that got this conversation started. So that was really cool. Whew. We got it, baby. We got it. This guy here, the Poco Mofage. If I remember from my last one, it was insanely difficult to get on. I got this new camera rig, which I would not recommend it. It was just such a pain to like get it to forcefully be on the camera. I've got one more on the way coming, I think tomorrow, that I'm gonna try to suit up and hopefully it fits. The main thing is this here, the VND portion of it. You know, the ND on it is, it won't go past the original cage because the cage arm would come out to here. So you couldn't even get the lens on, which defeated the whole purpose. So anyways, point being made, I love this thing 100%. It's great for variable ND. It did exactly what I was hoping to do. I could adjust super quick. I don't even think there's any vignetting that I can tell so far on the ND as it's going. So that's incredible. So he's gonna finish up with that. I got the last shots of what I needed. So that's great. Some really good stump grinding shots. And with that, I can begin editing his video. That really shouldn't take too long, which is nice. That was also kind of the intent with this video also, was to not, I mean, a crazy long one. So when I'm looking at putting this stuff away, as you can see here, we got camera 1, camera 2. Real quick, this is I got this foam also on Amazon. It's like 12 bucks, and it comes in like little I don't know if you can really see, but like, yeah, these type of, you can break them apart easy and then shape it to whatever form you want. So this is what the camera fits into, and then I got 2 slots for everything, or 2 slots for the monitors. So yeah, this is where I keep the essentials. So at this point now, it's just taking the monitor off, stripping down, getting everything back the way it was. I try to do my best to unplug everything, that way nothing happens in transit. I will say, biggest downside to this setup is you sweat big time. That's putting it lightly. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to take like a vacuum of this when I get home because this stuff is dusty. A lot of sawdust. All right, well, hopefully being able to see kind of what my rig is a little bit closer, and I think hopefully the footage turns out good, but just to see how I use it and how, yeah, just how I use it. I think it really cannot be overemphasized enough. Like, this is my favorite rig, this is my favorite tool. This is pretty much how I show up to most jobs, but it's not like it's, I think you always have to remember, like, every tool is good for a certain job. So it's not like, there's plenty of times where it's like, tripods or just a gimbal is perfect. But, days or jobs where it's like, I know I'm gonna be on my feet for a while, I wanna get a bunch of different shots, I've got the zoom lens ready to go. So with all that, it's like, I just wanna have the power and stability to get me through the day and not have to worry about, different batteries or, anything like that. So that's really, I think, kind of the main reason I like this. And, if you do it often enough, you definitely stay in shape. It's, it's a good amount of weight on you for a good chunk of time. So I don't think that's necessarily a negative either. The biggest drawback is your back. You do need to like adjust it. And I realized today too, like I could really adjust this even more. So that like my back was feeling a little more than usual. So I think I need to just adjust a little bit where it sits on me. So there's that. So yeah, so at this point now, I'm ready to edit. So I'm gonna get this footage onto the computer, get it into the editing bay, and start chopping it up. And then, yeah, get it back to the client. So hopefully he likes it. I think like I mentioned earlier, you know, I sent him some of the, you know, as you say, cool shots from the first couple days of shooting. So he really liked those, and I think he's gonna like what we end up with here. Especially too, because the maybe dream part about this job or client is that, you know, he's really given me a lot of freedom to just make it as awesome as I can. And, you know, with, I think any video with, you know, business that's in the trades, it's just cool. You put it to cool music and you get some awesome action shots, and I feel like it's kind of hard to not make it cool. So if I say cool one more time, I might blow up. So, or I might freeze. But anyways, so I'm really excited to get this done. Yeah, see what he thinks. Let's see. Yeah, thanks for watching. Vlog number 3.